Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss about carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates? As all of you know, carbohydrates are natural occurring organic compounds which are formed in green plants by photosynthesis. As you can see in the given reaction, plants in the presence of CO2 and water, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, form carbohydrate. As the carbohydrate formed oxidized back to CO2 and water with liberation of energy when it is consumed by animals. Now, different type of carbohydrates are glucose, sugar, starch, cellulose, etc. Thus, we can say carbohydrates, or you can say hydrates of carbons, are the compounds made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, that is, having the general formula CxH2O whole 5. It means carbon, hydrogen and oxygen are present in the ratio of 1:2:1. But this definition has some drawback, as there are so many carbohydrates known which do not follow this general formula CxH2O. For example, rhamnose, rhamnohexose. As you can see in the given picture, rhamnose has a general formula C6H12O5, whereas rhamnohexose has the formula C7H14O6. So, and the second limitation is there are so many compounds which follow this ratio, that is 1:2:1, but they are not carbohydrates. For example, formaldehyde, acetic acid. And the third limitation is carbon is not known to form any hydrates. Now, thus the modern definition of carbohydrates is carbohydrates may be defined as polyhydroxyaldehyde or a polyhydroxyketone or a substance that will give rise to such compounds upon hydrolysis. And carbohydrates are also known as saccharides. All carbohydrates or saccharides contain at least one chiral carbon atom. Now, the classification of carbohydrates. On the broad basis, carbohydrates are classified into two main categories: sugars and non-sugars. Sugars, for example, glucose, fructose, and they are crystalline, water soluble and sweet substances. And non-sugars like starch and cellulose. These non-sugar carbohydrates are amorphous, insoluble in water and tasteless. Now, the classification of carbohydrates on the basis of hydrolysis. Now, on the basis of hydrolysis, more carbohydrates are divided into three main categories, that are monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. Now, what are monosaccharides? These are the simplest carbohydrate which cannot be hydrolyzed. For example, glucose, fructose. Now, oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are those carbohydrates which can be hydrolyzed up to 2 to 9 monosaccharides molecule. And they can be categorized into following categories. First one is disaccharides, which give 2 units upon hydrolysis. For example, sucrose, lactose, maltose. Second one is trisaccharides. For example, raffinose. Then tetrasaccharides, which will give 4 units upon hydrolysis. For example, stacchose. Now, polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are those carbohydrates which can be hydrolyzed and they give a large number of smaller units. For example, starch, cellulose, etc. Now these saccharides are divided into two main categories: reducing saccharides and non-reducing saccharides. Now, what is reducing saccharides? The saccharides which reduce Fehling solution and Tollens reagent. Mostly monosaccharides and disaccharides. In disaccharides, except sucrose, all are reducing saccharides. Now, non-reducing saccharides. Saccharides which do not reduce Fehling solution or Tollens reagent. For example, sucrose. Now, if we talk about its nomenclature, then most of the carbohydrates end with the suffix "ose", and IUPAC nomenclature of these carbohydrates rarely used. Mostly we will know the carbohydrates with their common name. For example, you can see in the given example glyceraldehyde, and its IUPAC nomenclature is 2,3-dihydroxypropanol, and same with the dihydroxyacetone, and its IUPAC nomenclature is 1,3-dihydroxypropanol. Now if we talk about the monosaccharides, now what are the monosaccharides? Monosaccharides are the simplest saccharides which contain up to 3 to 8 carbon atoms in their molecules. For example, aldotriose, it contains only one stereocenter and it exists in two enantiomeric form. And ketotriose contains one stereocenter and exists only in one form. Now, in monosaccharide we will discuss about glucose. Glucose is also known as dextrose sugar and grape sugar also, as it occurs free in honey, ripe sugar, most of the sweet fruits like sugar, mangoes, apples, peaches and figs. And it is also present in the human blood. Human blood contains about 0.1% of the glucose. In the combined form, it is a component of glycoside, disaccharides and polysaccharide. Now it is known as grape sugar because it occurs freely in ripe grass. Now, what are the different methods of preparation of glucose? In laboratory, this is prepared by the acidic hydrolysis of sucrose, and we will get glucose and fructose. But we can separate the glucose and fructose, as we know glucose is strongly soluble in alcohols and it separates out and fructose it remains in the solution. On commercial scale, glucose is prepared by the hydrolysis of starch in the presence of mineral acid. After hydrolysis, the mixture is neutralized with chalk and filtered, and the charcoal and the filtrate is decolorized with the help of charcoal, and it is concentrated under reduced pressure. Now, what are the physical properties of this glucose? First of all, we will discuss about its physical state. As we know, glucose is a white crystalline solid and it occurs as a monohydrates. If we talk about its solubility, then it is highly soluble in water and strongly soluble in alcohol and insoluble in ether. And it is 3/4 as sweet as sucrose. And it is dextrorotatory in nature, as it rotates the plane polarized light towards right hand side. That's why it is dextrorotatory, and due to the dextrorotatory nature it is also known as dextrose sugar. Now if we talk about its chemical properties, then it undergo osazone formation. In osazone formation, the glucose molecule react with phenyl hydrazine and form glucoosazone. Osazone formation reaction is given by all alpha hydroxyaldehyde and alpha hydroxyketone, and during osazone formation, chiral center character of carbon 2 destroys, whereas other two chiral carbon remain intact. You can see in the given reaction, as you can see, this osazone formation reaction takes place only at the first two carbon atom, and the remaining 4 carbon atom remain as such. Now, for the osazone formation, two mechanism was proposed. First one is Fischer mechanism. In Fischer mechanism, glucose react with one molecule of phenyl hydrazine and form phenyl hydrazone derivative, which undergo again react with the second molecule of phenyl hydrazine and form 2 keto derivative, which again react with the phenyl hydrazine and form glucoosazone. You can see in the given reaction. Now, but there are certain limitation of this mechanism, due to which this mechanism was discarded and another mechanism was proposed, that is modern mechanism, which was proposed by Weygand. Now, what are the limitation of this fission mechanism? First one is, as we know, in this reaction we can see phenylhydrazine act as an oxidizing agent, whereas we know phenylhydrazine is a strong reducing agent. So this mechanism could not explain the second step of this reaction. Now, second limitation is the mechanism does not justify why only this reaction takes place at first two carbon atom. So, due to this limitation, another mechanism, that is modern mechanism, was proposed, and we will discuss about the modern mechanism in the next lecture. Thank you.